We have left off with our intrepid party preparing to descend even lower into these ruins in the middle of the orcish settlement. Like I said last time, light is flooding up from below. What would you like to do?
Well, there is something shiny down there, and I think we really need it badly. I think we should go down and check it out.
I would like to stick my head in the hole.
There's a staircase that winds down, so you just sticking your head down in the hole, you're just seeing more stairs.
Well, in that case, shall we?
Does the light seem like it's coming from like firelight or some other kind of light source?
Some other kind of light source. It doesn't have that typical flicker, and you don't smell any smoky smell down here.
Well, I'll take point if you like.
I think it's probably a good idea.
Please do, Skippy.
I'm happy with anybody taking point. It's not me.
I am right behind you, Skippy.
I will begin by checking every stair for a piece of trap or some sort of evidence.
Sure. I'd like to get the rest of the marching order down first. I've got Skippy, Ariadna, who would like to go third, fourth, and fifth.
I think if we've got one of our healers near the front, I'll go towards the rear.
Yeah, it should probably be Freddy, Gaelen, Grun.
That sounds like a good one.
Okay. And Freddy, you haven't had a chance to summon back your familiar yet, have you?
Sorry, no, I have not had a chance to do that, even though he's staring at me because I have a piece of chicken.
Okay, sounds good. All right, now that I've got your marching order down, Skippy, could you please investigate on the way down for traps?
I'm going to keep my eyes open, too.
Okay, you can check each step kind of just before Skippy steps on it, Ariadna. It won't give him a lot of warning if there is something, but he'd at least get a dex save to try to avoid it.
You said that's an investigation?
Yes, please. Hi-ho, hi-ho. Down the stairs we go. All right. So you're both keeping an eye out, but not really, because there's this shining light coming from below, and it's kind of taking your attention off the stairs. Fortunately for you, no traps go off as you descend. And you come out of this archway into the lower level. You see a room that's brightly lit with glass spheres on pedestals around the outside of the room. And each of those spheres glows with an inner light. And near the stairs where you came out, well, let's have an investigation check or perception as you guys get into the room.
Lackluster.
I'll see if I can keep this up.
Okay, so everybody's kind of just looking around this beautifully decorated room with all kinds of artwork on the walls and the intricately carved pedestals, not really paying attention to what's around, but Grun, as you come through the archway last, you see that there is also a seam in the wall that looks like a small door that's near the archway that you came through, but you don't see a handle or anything, only a star-shaped hole. And everybody, as you look into this room, you see a grand sarcophagus in the middle of the room. The lid is stylized to look like a sleeping figure with arms crossed over his chest, an axe in one hand, a hammer in the other, and the gruff, bearded face is lined with age and has two gray eyes that stare with fierce intensity.
Can I assume that this is not an orc sarcophagus, right?
It certainly does not look like an orc. You've never seen anything like the figure that's in the relief of the lid.
So I would like to point out the secret door that I've noticed, and I begin kind of looking around the room to see if there's something that looks like it would fit in the lock.
An investigation or perception check, please.
While he's doing that, I will investigate the secret door for traps.
Okay. Grun, you do a pretty thorough search of the room, but you don't see anything that looks star-shaped at all.
That was also perception.
Is that for searching the room or looking for traps on the secret door?
That was for searching the room.
Okay. You also don't find anything. However, you do notice that this room, based on the scale of the rooms above doesn't seem to be the same, the size that you would expect that this room would be, making you believe that what Grun found is indeed a secret door that would lead to a larger chamber, if it's going to match the scale of growth that you've seen from previous floors.
Wow.
Well, there must be more beyond. Let's get it open.
Skippy, you do not find any traps on the hidden door.
Okay, will my thieves' tools be of use on this star-shaped lock?
You don't really see any way that the tools would fit. It's not like a standard lock, like a padlock or something that you can even fit your tools into. So I'm not sure how your thieves' tools would be able to interact with this.
Okay, that's what I've figured. All right. So you said that there was globes around. Can you describe that again?
Right, around the outside of the room, there's a bunch of small pedestals, and each one has a glass sphere on top of it, and each glass sphere glows with its own inner light that is bathing this whole area in light.
Is there anything different about the pedestals?
Different how?
Just like distinguishing between the two, like one's blue, one's purple, one's, or one's carved differently than another, or, anything that's kind of different about them.
No, they all have kind of a square, boxy shape to them, and nothing really stands out to make one different from another. The light is always a soft yellow glow.
How many pedestals?
There are a dozen pedestals in the room that you're in right now.
Okay, I'm going to cast Identify. Can I cast Identify on one of the globes?
Yes, you can.
So I'm going to do that. Just one of them at random, I guess.
It appears to be a continual flame spell, but it's slightly modified. But basically, it's an everlasting light.
I just kind of wanted to see if it was like doing anything to, like, I don't know, maybe keep whatever's in the sarcophagus from waking up and killing us.
You don't get any sense that there's anything beyond just the light spell from it.
I try picking one up.
You pick it up. It continues to glow.
That could come in handy.
Okay, I tuck it into my bag, and then I move over to the sarcophagus and check it for traps.
Okay, the sphere weighs about 3 pounds.
Okay.
And is it throwing roughly the same light as a torch?
A bit more than a torch, actually.
Just checking out my equipment to see if I can even carry that much.
Yeah, whereas a torch is about a 20-foot glow, this is about 40.
Is it effectively a light spell?
Yeah, it's a light spell that you can carry around.
After having looked around the room, can Grun just kind of take a bit of a short rest?
Yes, you can take a short rest down here if you want.
Fantastic. I would like to heal up a little bit.
If we are taking a short break, I would love to have a meditation. If that's all right with people.
Sounds good.
Is that meditation 4 hours?
No. That's it. That's the trance. This is just a short rest.
Oh, okay.
Just to get his key back.
What was that roll for, Grun?
That was my hit dice on a short rest.
Did you get a con bonus on that? I thought it was just the hit die.
Excellent question. I thought it was with the con bonus, but I could very easily be wrong.
You do get the Constitution modifier on it. That's news to me. Well, I should have been using that with the group last time, but now I know.
Okay, well, no, here's the thing. If you have been using it with the other group, then it's only fair that I wouldn't use it now either.
No, I'll start using the con modifier for the hit dice during rest with the other group too, because there were some grumbles that they got hurt really bad last time, and they were grumbling about how long it's going to take them to get better.
Oh, I don't blame them. I've got 3 hit points left, so...
Plus 6 now.
Yeah, I'm going to take 1 more.
I rolled my investigation for traps on the sarcophagus.
Okay, you don't find anything?
Somehow, Grun heals all the way to one hit point damage in an hour.
Yeah, me too.
Nice. But you have no hit dice left, right?
Nope. But I figured, you know what? I'd rather be at near full health if we come up to something than try to save it for some time I might never get a chance to use it.
That's a very good point.
Okay, so you guys have had a short rest. Is anybody else doing anything during the short rest?
How long is a short rest again?
It's an hour.
So I'm gonna get my fizzle back.
Sounds good.
You can also, Freddy, can't you get some of your spells back during a short rest?
I think that I already did that. I think I only can do that during one short rest between a long rest,
Yes.
and I think I already did that once.
Plus, you're technically not taking a short rest if you're casting a spell for the full hour.
Yeah, but I think I already did that once anyway.
But we haven't had a short rest except for this one, they said.
That's my recollection. Maybe we did.
But he's also casting Find Familiar as a ritual, which takes an hour.
Right.
Yep.
I agree with Gaelen that I don't think we've taken a short rest since that long rest.
I don't remember if you guys took a short rest at all since you woke up today, so I'm going to say that you didn't.
We were in a hurry to get here.
Yep. Okay, so you guys finish your short rest. Freddy has Frizzleback, and what are you guys doing next?
Well, I'm a little curious as to what might be inside of this sarcophagus. Is anybody else interested?
Yes, of course.
I mean, I think it might be a dead thing.
Grun is very much against disturbing the rest of...
I agree, King Grun. I don't want to disturb the dead, but what is inside this may very well be what the Whipmaster was looking for.
Since this whole Sharo thing is going around, maybe I ought to just take a minute and try to meditate on that before we go ripping up and things.
Good thinking.
I'm going to take a minute and meditate on that.
Okay, you can do that during the short rest as well.
Kin Skippy, did you have a good once-over on the Whipmaster's corpse to see perhaps if he had a star-shaped key?
No, I don't think anyone touched the corpse. That's a good idea. Perhaps I should go up there.
I will accompany you.
All right, let's go.
You guys had searched the body because you'd found a bunch of coins on him, I think. Hadn't
Oh,
you?
right. Yeah, copper coins. That's right.
Oh, right. Somebody secured the whip, right?
No, I don't think anything happened with the whip.
Well, we should go at least get the whip.
Sure. Let's go investigate it.
Okay. Yeah, it's no problem to go back upstairs and get the whip.
Does it look anything special about it?
While it's laying there, no, but when you pick it up by the handle, it starts to glow acid green.
Cool. Anybody know how to use a whip?
It's also sized for a large size creature, so it's not like your standard whip.
Ah,
But it may prove useful in the future.
Well, could we use the acid from the whip to corrode the mechanism for the lock? Get through that way, maybe?
You could try.
we would be risking the fact that maybe we might damage the mechanism and seal it for good.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Skippy there.
Fair. Grun has no idea how to pick a lock.
I think we should investigate the secret door and see if maybe there's something in there that...
That's the lock we're talking about, Fred.
Wait a minute. Where am I? I thought the secret door wasn't locked.
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, where have I been?
You were busy thinking about your familiar, I guess.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you crack the whip, you give the past a slip. You're heavy sighing from the other room. Anyway, okay. I'll be quiet now.
It's nice to see Kin Fizzle again.
He's a good boy.
Ariadna, your meditation doesn't really give you anything, any insights into what to do with this room.
I think we should look inside. There might be the key.
I think there is nothing else to do.
Then, before we do, if nobody objects, Grun will pull out his holy symbol and just say a little prayer to Kalemvor, apologizing for disturbing the rest of this person.
That was very thoughtful, King Grun.
Then Skippy will spit on both of his hands and start pushing.
Okay, so I just need to know, is anybody helping little Skippy do this? Where's everybody standing in the room? The sarcophagus is right in the middle of the room, so there's lots of room all around it. I don't know how eager everybody is to peer into the sarcophagus, if you're all around it or what.
I will help.
Grun will be standing back, just saying the prayers.
I'm gonna play with one of these balls of light on the side of the room.
Kin Ari, if you will assist Skippy, then I will stay over by Kin Grun and Kin Freddy while you do so.
I assume there's a strength check here.
I will aid your strength tech.
I'm going to need an athletics check. You can have advantage with Skippy's aid.
Athletics. Okay.
Okay, so you give a mighty heave, and you can hear the seal of the sarcophagus start to give, and you hear an ominous click. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
But I'm so good at checking for traps.
Not that good.
So who has to make the throw? The saving throw? Everyone?
Nope, just Ariadna and Skippy because they were the only ones close to the sarcophagus.
Man, I suck today.
Yeah, this is going to hurt.
Curse the non-random random number generator.
You each take 12 fire damage as this column of flame erupts from the seal of the sarcophagus, and the lid flies the rest of the way off, and you hear a deep, guttural moan from inside. Initiative, please.
Is it too late to put the top back on?
Yeah.
Unring the bell.
Gaelen, I like your roll. Hashtag super fast.
Okay, Gaelen, you are up first. As the smoke from this column of fire dissipates, you see a figure rise up from the sarcophagus, wrapped in ancient bandages, and its mouth is open, moaning hungrily.
And what's its distance from Skippy and Ari?
It is right in front of Skippy and Ari, and you're 35 feet away.
And it's not large, it's normal size?
Yeah, it's normal size. It's shorter than a human, but yeah.
Okay, so my 45 should be able to close on it and come around to flank.
Well, the sarcophagus is kind of in the way, so no, you'd be able to get beside it, but not quite in flanking.
I will get as close as I can to doing that. I suppose if I have to choose to only be beside it, then can I still be within 5 feet of Ari?
Yes, you can.
That's what I'll do. And I'll attack.
That's a hit.
And I won't normal flurry, I'll just do my normal extra attack. Oops.
And that's a hit too. Next up is Ariadna.
Okay. Skippy, how many hit points do you have left?
Was that Skippy?
Yeah.
I'm full at 24.
You just took 12 points of damage from the fire.
Good point. I am at half that then.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to touch myself and lay on hands.
Okay.
Let's go with 9.
Okay, anything else with your turn?
Nope. Don't want to move. Just, I think I only get the one action, so.
Okay. Skippy, you're up next.
All right, for my bonus action, I'd like to disengage,
Sure.
and then I will fire my crossbow.
How far back are you moving when you disengage?
I think I only get a 5-foot step, don't I?
Yeah, it just means you can take your move action without taking an attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay. I'll back to the back of the wall.
What's your movement speed? 25?
15 right now. I'm encumbered.
Okay, you don't get as far back as the wall. You're about halfway between Grun and the sarcophagus, but you can fire.
Alrighty.
That's a hit.
With sneak attack.
Oh, right. Okay. So a total 11.
Okay. Next up is Fredwin.
All right, so I'm going to cast Ray of Frost. That was my hit roll.
Yeah, you hit.
Now, the question I have is, can I use my bonus action to lob this light ball I have at the thing?
That would be an attack roll.
I just kind of wanted to distract it, just kind of bonk it in the head.
Well,
That's why it would be an attack.
I'm just trying to bonk it in the head too.
So Ray of Frost decreases its movement speed as well.
Its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Grun, you're up.
Alright, so Grun's gonna kind of step forward until he's about side by side with Skippy, and he's gonna hold up his holy symbol and shout out, "Return to your rest!" And I'm going to use turn undead. So it has to make a wisdom saving throw of 13.
Okay, what's the range on that?
30 feet.
Sounds good. It fails. So is it frightened right now? Is that what happens?
Okay, so for 1 minute or until it takes damage, it must spend its turns trying to move as far away from me as it can. It can't willingly move into a space within 30 feet of me. It can't take reactions. And for its action, it can only use the dash action or to try to escape from an effect that prevents it from running away. If there's nowhere for it to move, it can use the dodge action.
And does it get to make continued saving throws against that every turn, or how's that work?
It does not. For 1 minute or until that is it.
God. Okay.
Mwah, ha, 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 ha.
It's its turn, and it shambles out very slowly out of the sarcophagus. Oh, I guess it can use its action to dash, so it moves 20 feet instead of 10. Ariadna and Gaelen, you guys can get attacks of opportunity as it flees.
Galen looks quickly at Ariadna to see if we're doing that.
Oh. Yeah.
Smash.
All right, then we'll do that.
And here's the thing, you guys wouldn't know about if it takes damage. This is the first time you've ever seen me do this thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I just want to say I am so happy it went right after me, so that worked out perfectly.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Okay, so you both hit.
And that is with my -1 because you did nasty things to my sword last time, by the way.
Nerf.
Mean DM.
Okay, it's still up, and we'll start a new turn with Gaelen going first.
Okay, so it is now like 20 away from us, is that correct?
It's 15 away from you, 20 away from Ariadna.
Okay, then I will step to it and around so that area can flank
Okay.
and attack.
Hit. Okay, it's still up.
I will spend a key to flurry.
Yep, that's a hit. And it goes down.
I will unspend my key.
Do you have to say that you're spending the key
Yeah, I had
after
to
your
spend
first
it.
attack?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is spent.
It is in the vapor. I kick the air.
I would like to use Word of Radiance near the body just to be sure it stays down.
Sure thing. It is a smoldering pile of bandages.
Any good loot in that smoldering pile?
Not in the smoldering pile itself. However, in the sarcophagus, you find a warhammer and a battle axe that both appear to be in excellent condition.
Nice.
Is there any star shapes on any of them?
Underneath the battle axe, when you pick it up, you do find a star-shaped symbol on a pendant that looks like it would fit in there.
Jackpot.
I think we should leave the hammer and the axe in the sarcophagus. They were buried with this individual. The fact that dark magic brought them back should not interrupt their peace.
What?
No way.
It's not like he's gonna miss him now.
Shockingly, the Gravekeeper is against grave robbing.
You don't say.
That's gonna take the whole fun out of dungeon crawling if we can't rob graves.
Graves, just specifically graves. I mean, I'm not saying you can't take, treasures and stuff, but if somebody was buried with their items, then
Yeah, the whip is fair game.
exactly, that is an enemy we defeated. That is the spoils of our battles. However, this individual was buried with honors and their weapons. They deserve the right to remain at much
How do you know
peace as they
that's what
can.
the weapons want, though?
Also, that individual tried to eat us.
Due to the magics of an outside force, the spirit of the individual who was put to rest deserves to rest with the items which which accompany them in their life.
Well, how about this?
That's a big
let's,
assumption right there.
let's ask the weapons if they want to be left alone, and if they don't say anything, then obviously they wanted to come with us.
All right, so you cast speak with weapons, and then we'll talk.
Personally,
How
I'm
about
of
we
two
just
minds.
go look in this other room here first, and we can talk about this one later.
I cast prestidigitation and make the weapons say, "We want to go with you."
All right. For the sake of the brevity of this argument, I'm gonna roll insight, and we'll see.
It's really boring being stuck in a box for 1,000 years.
Holy. All right. Hey, the weapons say so. The weapons say so. I mean, I can't argue with their with sentience.
You can't make them talk with prestidigitation. It doesn't do that.
He could make them fart.
But can it though?
The stuff that prestidigitation does is so minor. Doing actual voice with it is well beyond its power.
I think you need minor illusion for that one.
Oh, maybe I'm using ventriloquism then.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Can we agree to come back to this, on our way out?
But something in here might help us survive more.
Maybe we should just identify the weapons. Can somebody do that?
And plus, like, how do we know that this guy was a good guy? Like, evil people sometimes honor their dead too.
Indeed, but good or evil, the rest of the dead is a sacred thing.
I mean, I could cast identify, but I only have one identify left in me right now.
Yeah, Grun definitely won't be taking anything.
Yeah, identify can be cast as a ritual. It'll take you 10 minutes per item.
We're not in a particular hurry.
Well, then I will cast identify as a ritual, and then let you know what the stats are.
Because while you're doing that, we can open the door and just see what, see what's on the other side, see what's going on, and then make decision while we're waiting for the ritual.
I don't know. I think we should wait until he's done the ritual. It's kind of like splitting the party.
Well, we won't actually split the party, but we could work the door open.
Yeah, I'm not saying we go down the tunnel or whatever or anything. No, just opening the door and looking around the other side, see what lies behind.
Well, what if what's on the other side wants to come after us, though?
Well, I'm sure I can interrupt the ritual.
Yeah, I was gonna say then we drop the priority level of the weapon identification to 0 and focus up.
That all sounds like a good idea.
Really, because as I was saying, it didn't sound like a great idea. But I thank you for your confidence in me.
It's a lot better an idea than leaving the perfectly good loot.
Personally, I don't feel like the dead should covet their goods any more than they did when they were alive. But that said, I also respect how Grun feels. King Grun.
And let's put it this way: Grun is about to walk away from the coffin and have his back turned. So
And clearly he wouldn't remember that we just saw those things when we walk over holding them.
I mean, I just rolled a 9 on my insight, so I mean, I'm hit and miss tonight. You never know what you can get past Grun.
It has been a rough day.
Okay, so who has the key right now?
I do.
And you're going to open the door?
Maybe we ought to double check for traps. Everybody check for traps.
All right, everybody's going to aid me in checking for traps?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, except for me, I'm still whispering sweet nothings in this hammer's ear.
Okay, so you do a thorough search of the door again, and you still don't find any traps.
All right, I'm so confident in it, I'll turn it with a gusto right now before anybody can say anything.
Okay, the starburst symbol fits in cleanly and turns smoothly in the mechanism, and the stone wall opens outwards towards you. And inside the door, you see a room that shines brilliantly, and it's been elaborately gilded.
All right, I will kind of
What else
take a
can we see in
hesitant
there?
step in.
Check traps?
Oh yeah, can I check for traps?
Sure, I'll let you walk that one back and look for traps.
Assisted.
All the assistants.
You don't find any traps.
Then I will skip my way into this room.
Okay. You go into the room, and the light in here is extraordinarily bright. None of you are particularly bothered up by it, but the gold that's inlaid through all of the walls reflects light back, and it is fairly warm in here. You see there are 4 clay jars sitting spaced around a large bronze chest sealed with a heavy lock.
Ooh, this is my jam. I pull out my thieves' tools.
Check for traps.
Fine. I put them away and check for traps first. Oh, jeez. I guess actually I would have got a reroll on that one.
Oh, curse your halfling luck.
That's better.
Bless your halfling luck.
You don't find any traps.
All right, I am going to use my thieves' tools. This is the first time I've actually used them. How's that? What skill do I put them against?
It'd be sleight of hand.
Can I look around the rest of the room while he's doing that?
Sure.
Does anybody want to aid me in opening this lock? Does that work?
No, that's something you have to do on your own.
Figure.
Yeah, Ariadna.
Yeah, I need shades.
There's the gold that's inlaid in the walls is all stamped with curious runes that look familiar to you, but you can't read them.
Oh, great. More of that.
Can I read them?
It's the same kind of thing that you found in the book, where it appears to be orcish runes, but it's gibberish. Skippy, you try to figure out how to get your thieves' tools to engage this lock, but it's, again, a very strange locking mechanism, and it's not like anything you've seen before, and your tools just, no matter how you're wiggling them around, don't seem to fit.
Huh, this isn't going to work. I think we're going to need a key, or we're going to have to bust open this lock.
Well, how's it going with that hammer, Freddy?
I mean, I'm just sitting over here looking at it, so I haven't really heard anything about it yet.
Is there any like paper or parchment laying around anywhere?
Not that you've seen, no.
Does anybody happen to have like extra like rolls of parchment and possibly by chance charcoal?
I do not.
Nope.
I could fabricate some charcoal if you give me a moment.
Well, I have a question for you, Ryan, because this is just one of those incidentals. Prayer book. Would that have like spare sheets of paper that could be removed?
Now's not the time. You should have gone before we came down here.
Nice.
There is one extra sheet that's blank inside the prayer book at the very front of the book.
And then I'd like to take one of my sticks of incense because I think it might work kind of like charcoal might. And do I get a sense that there's a section of this wall that somehow seems more important than any other?
Give me an insight check.
Can I help him on that?
No.
Are you sure?
It's all the most important stuff that you can possibly imagine. Like, you wish you could just transport this whole room to a safe site and spend the rest of your life studying it.
Could maybe phone a friend on this one.
Yeah, no, Grun's gonna phone a friend and just be like, does anybody feel like there's a passage here that stands out to them? Because I can't choose.
Can Skippy, do you sense anything?
He looks shocked when you talk to him, and says, "What? I don't even know how to read."
No, I think he's looking for secret doors or something.
Oh,
No. I am just looking to see if there's a section of this writing that anybody feels is more important than the other. I'd like to take a rubbing, because I feel like the more sources of this writing we have, the better our odds of deciphering it.
Can I make an insight check?
Only if you can read Orcish.
I totally can. I just can't comprehend it.
Well, I can read Orcish, but I don't usually use insight. But that's because insight usually applies to like people. So I guess it could for a wall, right?
Yep, I'd allow that.
Well, people wrote it.
Well, that's obvious.
Maybe.
Ariadna, you're taking a look at this wall, and it doesn't make any sense how they've put all of these runes together. It doesn't really coalesce into any meaningful sentences or structures in any way. But you come around the wall, and it just hits you. You see the same runes that you've seen before, that you had a vision about, that translated into the name Charo.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Grun all of that and point out which specific runes they were.
Alright, I'm going to try to take a rubbing with that Charo kind of central and try to get as much of the text around it as possible.
Sounds good.
Skippy's trying to scrape off some of the gold off the wall.
Okay. What are you using to scrape the wall?
Just a dagger.
So have I figured out anything about these weapons yet?
No, it takes a while to cast that spell, and they haven't been in there that long yet. I'd say you got a couple more minutes left on your ritual.
Okay.
Did you say there was a chest and a couple of urns?
There are 4 sealed clay pots around the chest.
Skippy, can you have a quick look at these pots for safety?
Oh, sure.
What assistance?
Okay, so what are you doing with these clay jars? How are you examining them?
Well, I'm kind of looking to see if they're like set onto pressure plates, like on Raiders of the Lost Ark there, or like
Okay.
if there's any sort of trap mechanism that might be around them, or if there's anything like peculiar about them or distinguishing about them.
They're all plain jars, and there's nothing like, they don't look like they're on any kind of pressure plates or anything like that. They're just 4 jars with lids on top that look like they've been sealed with some kind of wax. Fredwin, while he's examining those, you finish casting Identify on which one, the Warhammer or the axe?
I would looking at the hammer first.
Okay. Through your study of it, you find a couple of runes pressed into the head of the Warhammer, and your Identify spell lets you know that it acts as a +1 weapon, and when attuned, you get proficiency in Persuasion.
Oh. So it's the hammer that beats sense into people?
I like it.
Sounds like a perfect weapon for Ariadna. Oh, but your sword is pretty good. So is any of that gold coming off the walls?
What kind of check would I even give you for that? Give me a sleight of hand, I guess.
Or athletics, maybe.
Well, I was thinking more like if he's using his dagger to like trying to slip it off, he's not like hammering away at it. He's like trying to carefully pry it out. And yeah, you do manage to pry some gold leaf off of the walls.
Is it seeming like it's a good return of gold, or is this like I'm going to be here for hours before I get a single gold piece?
You probably got, you would guess, about 1 gold, 5 silver pieces worth of gold leaf off of the wall, just with how long you've been working at it so far.
Oh, I'll keep working at that until somebody tells me not to.
Well, just be careful. There might be lead underneath the paint and you have lead poisoning.
Lead poisoning?
Or it could all be cursed.
Or you could be scraping runes off the wall and you're going to lose out on important information.
Quit doing that.
What?
Those words are there for a reason. We might need to know what that reason is once we figure out how to read it.
Fine.
Yeah, if you break a spell that's containing an ancient evil and it kills us all, I'm never going to speak to you again.
None of us will.
And purgatory is a very long time.
Okay, so what are you guys going to do now?
I suggest somebody takes that hammer and swings it at that lock over there.
What are the chances that we will be able to break the lock without breaking the box and the contents of the box?
Shall we explore the vases first?
I'm still looking at the axe.
I would just like to say the last time we broke a seal on something in this room, it had a mummy. Do we really want to take the chance with these clay jars?
But they're just little clay pots.
One at a time, maybe. There might be booze in there.
Oh, Gaelen starts opening one.
I'm going to step back.
Give me an athletics check to pry the lid off of it.
I'm just curious why our paladin is the biggest disturber in the party and not the rogue.
You have no problem prying the lid off of the jug. There's a little puff that comes out of it, and inside you find a piece of gold that's been worked into a strange sort of shape.
I think I see what's going on here.
Skippy, you should have a look.
I'm just going to divine sense down into that jar and like sort of look around everywhere,
You don't get any divine sense at all from inside the jar.
or the rest of the room.
Nope.
What say you? Do we seem all right to proceed?
Well, I can't detect any good or evil.
All right, let's open up the other jars.
I bet you they'll have little pieces like this that'll fit together to make a key.
And Fredwin, you're continuing to cast another ritual on the axe out there.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you guys pop open each clay jug, and each time there's a small puff, and inside you find a small piece of worked gold. And Skippy, yes, you're right. You can see how the pieces fit together to assemble into a key. Fredwin, while you're doing your ritual, casting a spell, I've got to think if you even get an initiative roll, if you notice anything's going on out there. I think it's going to get surprise on you.
Even with my dog watching over me?
Oh, maybe your dog. Yes, while you are fixated on the task of identifying this, give your dog a perception roll.
Does he get any bonuses?
There's no smell and no sound. It's by sight, so I don't think dogs get a bonus for that. You're disrupted from your casting of the ritual as Fizzle starts to bark animatedly, and you look over, and from the body of the mummy, you see a ghost rising. Please give me a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
The moment I heard Fizzle barking, I would be heading that direction, by the way.
Yikes.
Rapidly.
Fred, when you age 40 years.
Oh, well,
Whoa.
that sucks.
You are half elf, right?
Yeah.
I'm scared now. Grun could die.
You are also frightened for 1 minute.
Hell yeah, I am.
You will get to repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, but yeah, you are aged, and the only way to reverse that is with a greater restoration spell within 24 hours.
Now I need one of those.
Where the hell are we going to find one here?
Don't worry, age looks good on you.
So you guys hear the dog start barking, and then you hear Freddy start screaming in terror. Initiative.
Nice one, Ari.
Ari, perhaps not surprisingly, you are the first to act. You are in this other room, and you have no line of sight on what's going on in the other room.
I am going to use a dash action and get as close to Fred as I can.
Are we far enough from Fred to need a dash?
What's your movement speed, Ari?
I think I'm at 30. Nope, 20. So 40 to dash.
Okay, 40 won't get you to Freddy, but you'll be in the room and be able to see that there's a ghost on the other side of the sarcophagus from him. Please make a wisdom save, DC 13. You're fine. Anything else you're doing on your turn?
I'm going to shout ghost, and I assume I can tell Freddy's 40 years older.
Maybe not. Not just at a glance, anyway.
Okay.
Next up would be Skippy.
Maybe she can do a religion check or something to
Yeah, that'd be good.
know how ghosts work.
Would that be religion?
Might be an Arcana check. Yeah, you've definitely heard ghost stories over the years, and even just looking at a ghost can cause fright in the person who sees it. And for those who are the most horrified by the ghost, it can also take years off their life.
I don't know if it would cross her mind, but it might be an idea to tell Skippy to maybe just hold back.
Yes, I would definitely do that.
Okay, Skippy, your turn.
Is there any way that I can stay back and get flanking on him?
No, nobody is actually that close to the ghost right now. It is 20 feet away from Fredwin. It just rose from where the body of the mummy had been.
Okay, I'll move to a point where at least I can fire on it, and I'll fire my crossbow at it.
What's your movement speed?
It's 25 now that I ate a ration.
Yeah, you can just get to the door that separates the two rooms and see it. Please make a wisdom save, DC 13.
Oh, I see why you wanted me to stay back.
Yeah. Use your inspiration.
I have one of those?
I don't know if you do.
Oh, I get a reroll.
Curse you, halfling.
Yes.
All
Bless
right,
you,
you pass. So what are you doing with your turn? Are you taking a shot at it?
I am, yeah. I haven't used my bonus action. Can I aim?
No, because aim requires no movement.
That's right. Sorry.
You could dash, right?
Yeah, but I think I want to stay kind of back, so I think I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay, it's 65 feet away, so you're going to have to roll at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, 15 hits.
Do I get sneak on this?
No, there are no allies near it.
All right, 8 points of damage.
Next up is Gaelen.
Okay, I will head in there. Can I get all the way to it? 45 minutes.
Not with 45 movement, no.
Then I will. I'll move 45 and shoot with my bow. But I'm assuming I have to make a roll.
Yes, you do. You get up beside Ariadna and give me a wisdom save, DC 13, please. You're fine.
What's another 40 years anyway?
Fizzcake.
Get him, Fizzle! Okay, I will finish the rest of my movement and then I will shoot.
Okay. And yours is a long bow, so you're well within range. That's a hit. Is it a magic bow? Just a plain one, right?
Just plain bow.
Okay, so your arrow flies through this ghost, and it's its turn.
By the way, how close am I to Fred?
You are 30 feet away from Fred.
And he doesn't get a turn?
Not yet. He rolled a 2 for initiative.
Uh,
I peed my pants a little, I think.
Was that arrow clearly just a pass through? Like it would have been a hit?
You did hit it, but whether or not it was phased by the arrow, you're not sure. Like, it didn't seem to recoil as much as it did from Skippy's shot. Okay, it is the ghost floats towards Freddy. And Freddy, please give me a charisma saving throw, DC 13. You resist its attempts to possess you. Next up is Grun.
So, having heard Ariadna call out ghost, can I make an arcana as well to see what I would know about ghosts?
Given Kalimvor being your patron, you could make a religion check if that's better for you too.
Yes, that is. So, probably no more than what she knew.
Yeah, you're not really sure why she would tell you to hang back just because it's a ghost.
Okay, then yeah, I will also make my way to the room then.
What's your movement speed?
30.
Okay, so you can get through the door, just past Skippy into the room, and make a saving throw. Wisdom DC 13. You're fine. Everybody's fine except Freddy.
Alright, then I would like to cast Sacred Flame on the ghost, so just make a dex save of 13.
It passes.
Damn this ghost.
It's the battle of the saving throws.
Yup. Fredwin, you're up.
what does frightened mean?
A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear.
Okay.
So he could get behind me?
Yeah, he could run in that direction.
That sounds like an excellent idea. So I'm going to run to Ari, and then I'm going to...
Are you going to disengage because it's right beside you, and it'll get an attack of opportunity if you don't?
Yeah, I guess if I disengage, that's my attack roll, right?
It uses your action. So if you do that, then you don't get another action.
But that's fine. I'll do that, and then I will run and hide behind Ari.
Okay. And what is Fizzle doing? Because he's still within 5 feet of the ghost as well.
He's probably going to stay with me. He's more concerned about me than he is about the ghost.
Okay.
Especially because I'm sitting there going, ghost!
Okay. So you are just a little bit in front of Ari. You can't get quite beside or behind her. You can command Fizzle with a bonus action, right?
Yeah, I'll just have him come with me.
Okay. So can he use a disengage as well?
I don't know.
He has an action, right?
I suppose he can, yeah, then.
Yeah, his command could be disengage.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we go back up to the top of the order. Ariadna,
How far away am I from the thing?
30 feet.
Awesome. Okay. I am going to put myself between it and Fred, stay within 5 feet of Fred, and hopefully anybody else who's in the vicinity, and prepare an attack if it gets close. No, actually, I changed my mind. Instead of preparing an attack, I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to cast Bane on it, which means
Okay.
it has to, let's see. It says up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack roll on a saving throw before the spell a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. And the DC is 11.
Okay. Wow. It doesn't care that you cast that spell at all.
So I see.
Next up is Skippy.
All right, so I guess the flanking would probably be out of the works, right?
Yeah, there's nobody beside the ghost at all.
All right, I'll just do an aim action and fire at it.
Okay.
Now the ghost did move. How far does that put him away?
Oh yeah, I was in disadvantage range before.
It's still 50 feet away from you, so your aim will cancel the disadvantage.
Okay. Ooh, that's nice.
Juicy.
Wow, nice roll.
But I don't have my sneak attack on this, right?
No, just double damage. Double the dice damage.
Don't suppose you get to re-roll that one.
Come on, Skippy, put some effort in.
Yeah, better, I guess.
You don't double the +4, so I'm just going to take
okay.
the 1 and the 5 +4 for 10 damage.
Fair enough.
Gaelen, it's your turn.
Well, I have to close with it because I have more confidence in my body parts. So I will do so. And how far away is the ghost from Ari?
You're 30 feet away from the ghost right now.
Wait, and how far am I now that I moved around, Fred?
You're 20 feet away from the ghost.
Shouldn't I be closer to the ghost?
Nope. You had been beside Ari until she moved.
No, I moved the rest of my movement of my 45.
Oh, you're doing that now?
No, I did last turn. I came in to close on the ghost as far as I could.
Right, you moved 45 feet, and that got you into the room right beside Ariadna. And then
That's only as far as that got me. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's a big place.
Okay. I'll close on it and come around to the other side of it, and I will attack.
Okay, that's a hit.
I will spend a key and flurry.
Okay, hit. It's still up. That's a hit.
Wow, 2 minimum damages. Nice.
Yep, that's unfortunate. So it turns ethereal and disappears from view. Is there anybody in the group who can do anything against an ethereal being?
Depends if a radiant damage will go through to the ethereal plane.
No, it can't affect or be affected by anything on the other plane. I think we just lost Grun.
Yes.
The ghost took him with it.
Yeah, he went ethereal.
Mean old ghost.
All right, Grun, you're back from the ethereal plane.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. It can't affect or be affected by anything on the other plane.
I went all the way over there, though.
I know, you should have killed it while you were over there.
Who says I didn't?
Dun dun dun.
Hey guys, I'm back. It's dead. It's canon now.
Great, good job.
Maybe we should move back into that other room now and see if we can figure out what the heck's going on and get out of here.
I like that idea.
So old me thinks that maybe we should stick these weapons back in the sarcophagus and shut it. If it's
Yeah.
gonna be that much of a dick about its weapons.
I don't know that was about the weapons.
But we don't know that it wasn't.
Grun's gonna move the ashes and the bandages that remain back into the sarcophagus and suggest putting the other weapons back as well.
I think it has more to do with the jars, because as soon as we opened the fourth jar, it came out.
Now it's gonna come and take our organs one by one. Anyone who opened the jars.
And this is why I stood in the back and watched.
Well, the next time it shows up, we can ask it. In the meantime, I think we need to get that chest open.
Well, I just think it's kind of coincidental that I was trying to identify the hammer, and that's when the ghost got all mad. The axe.
Kinfreddy, I am in complete agreement with you.
Coincidental is the right word. Okay, I'm going to start hauling people bodily into this other room so we can actually get some movement going on here. Starting with Fred.
Did you guys put the hammer and axe back in the sarcophagus? And Grun, you said you put the remains of the mummy in there, right?
Yes.
I will pick up the hammer and hold on to it while dragging Fredwin backward into the other room.
I will follow Ariadna.
You got it.
Barely.
Skippy, can you get that chest open as soon as possible? And again, make sure you check it for traps.
But I already checked it for traps.
Double checking is better than single checking.
Okay, fine. Is somebody going to help me?
I will help.
Sure.
Okay. Everybody else runs into the room, and Grun, you put the remains in the sarcophagus. And when you do, the ghost reappears in front of you.
I thought he was
It
done.
doesn't attack. What's done?
The ghost thingy.
No, he went ethereal.
He turned ethereal.
No.
He's not done.
That's not what I meant. What I meant was I thought Grun was already finished shoving the ashes back in the thingy. I wouldn't have left him in there by himself.
Oh, it sounded like you were in a rush to get in there, and you were dragging Fredwin
Oh,
in first.
Oh, I am, but Grun had already said I'm going to put the things back. And so I thought he was finished because nothing happened.
Well, that takes some time for him to get over there and do all that. And it sounded like you were in a rush. So that was how it played out in my mind, that you and Fred ran into the room and Skippy and Gaelen followed, and Grun was just finishing up. Do we want this to go differently?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense to me that's how kind of what happened. I'd have been scooping up stuff while you guys were doing the other stuff, putting it in, and probably just turning to follow right behind you guys, and then ghost.
Okay.
So, Grun, as you put the remains back in the sarcophagus, the ghost reappears in front of you, but he doesn't appear hostile. He just kind of floats in front of you, looking at you curiously.
I'm going to ask the ghost in Orcish. We apologize for disturbing your rest. What originally awoke you?
It looks at you, but doesn't appear to understand what you're saying. And in the common tongue, it says, "Why'd you put me back?"
Did I hear him talk?
Give me a perception check.
I felt that your remains deserve to be returned to your sarcophagus. Your rest was only disturbed by, I'm assuming, outside magics.
What disturbed me was them looting going through my remains.
Yes, I do apologize for that again. My companions have not quite learned the respect for the dead that is deserved. Though the key we required to reach the second room.
Some rooms are locked for a reason. What are you? You're not quite an orc, are you?
Half orc. Half, not 100% sure.
Half? But orcs are already an abomination. How can you further make them less?
Well, I think you'll find that, maybe you won't find that there are many half-orcs, and I'd say that very few or none could be classified as abomination.
Well, it's been an awful long time since I lived. Maybe things have changed.
Everything always changes. There's only one thing that remains eternal, and that is that
Shiro.
who is this Shiro? We've seen their name, and my friend has felt her power, but who are they? What are they?
Have I been gone so long that Shiro's been forgotten?
Yes. Has anybody heard this, by the way?
No, it's not like you're talking in really loud voices and they're all scrambling around in the other room making noise, getting the key put together and in the lock and everything. So Fredwin's role to listen wasn't good enough to hear what's going on out here.
Okay, so once we get discussing Shiro, I'm going to kind of talk really loudly, like, my friend has been felt the power of Shiro, as in trying to get everybody to hear.
While this is happening, I'm going to search it for traps.
Okay, you don't find any traps on it.
Okay, then I'll open it.
So we still can't hear, even though there's loud talking now.
Well, with the loud talking, yeah, you do hear him. And just as the chest opens, you hear Grun mention something about a friend and Shiro.
Gaelen just turns his gaze to Ari.
Nothing comes out of the chest that's dangerous looking.
Nope, there's a bunch of stuff in the chest.
I'm gonna mosey toward the door. Not so much mosey. I'm going to walk quickly toward the door, find out what the heck's going on in the other room.
Gaelen will go with her.
Okay, Fredwin, Skippy, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to take a thorough inventory of what's in this chest.
I'm gonna sit down and cry, I think.
Fred, stay close to me.
You can bring Freddy back to the ghost?
Maybe not all the way, but I'm at least going to drag him to the door with me. Every time he gets apart from me, he ends up in a bad way.
Where are we going?
We're just having a look again, Freddy.
Alright.
Okay, so you guys get to the door and you see Grun having a conversation with the ghost that you had just been fighting.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to pat Freddy and tell him to stay there and walk on out and say, did somebody say Shiro?
What in the hells are you?
I am a woman. Have you seen one before?
Oh, that's where you're going at.
Women, sure, but I've never seen the likes of you before, male or female.
I hear that a lot.
What race are you, Ariadna?
I'm human.
Kin Grun, are things okay?
Yes,
You be calling an elf a friend?
the removal of his weapons is what disturbed the spirit. I'm apologizing for our actions currently, and we began speaking of Shiro.
I will offer him the hammer back with our pardons.
How are you offering it to him? Are you putting it back in the sarcophagus? Because he just kind of looks at it if you try to give it to him.
I'm going to lay it on the ground next to him and offer to put it back in the sarcophagus at some point if he wants to, when he's not standing in front of it.
Okay.
Because it seems like it would be rude to try to pass a weapon through somebody.
Yeah.
Don't suppose you could ask him to uncurse me.
Oh, the curse doesn't last that long. Or the frightened part of it anyway is only a minute, and you would have passed a saving throw by now.
Is he still old?
Oh, yeah, that part remains.
So did the ghost imply that he was Elven?
No, he's looking at you with open disgust on his face and asking Grun if he calls an elf a friend.
You've been at rest clearly for a very, very long time. Yes, I call Elf a friend. There is no oddity in calling any race friend in the world these days.
Gaelen will just slowly, casually walk back towards the other room.
Okay, the ghost glares at you the whole time.
I'm sorry. So you said something about Shiro?
Aye, that I did.
I've been having these dreams, and I feel this power, and I'm not even sure what it is. Can you tell me more about it?
Shiro be the only god worth following. Been at war with his brother Dowreth since the start of all things. Any good dwarf follows Shiro, unlike them stinking elves.
Dwarfs are myth, aren't they?
You've never even heard of a dwarf.
Oh, okay. Well, what's a dwarf? Oh, wait, I'm not there. Never mind.
Nope.
Yeah, but what is a dwarf?
I was a dwarf. You mean that me kin aren't out there? You ain't never seen one?
I'm sorry, I've not traveled far from where we are, but so far as I know, and I'm assuming this as a character that I don't know about dwarves. So far as I'm aware, there exists no record of dwarves.
That's troubling.
Can I do a knowledge check or something on this one? Because I have traveled quite a bit, and legends remain sometimes.
Sure, give me a history check.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep. I probably will not offer the information that I have traveled somewhat widely and haven't heard of these dwarves.
So you don't know about Thorbald's Keep?
I'm afraid I haven't heard of it.
This is troubling. Very troubling. If there ain't no dwarves, who's fighting the undead?
At the moment, we are.
Yes, that seems to be.
Why don't we go ahead and... I'm going to look at Grun and suggest maybe we should tell this fellow about our last few days.
That, and I think it might not be the worst idea to show our friend the book.
You don't have the book.
The book is back with Vin Diesel.
Right, I forgot about that. But otherwise, yes, we
He's gone ethereal again.
Uh-oh.
That's a very interesting curse.
sorry, dipped into the ethereal again. Yeah, I would like to tell the ghost the Cliff's Note version of what's happened over the last couple of days.
Okay. As you start to are you starting right from the beginning where things started happening in Corthun?
Yeah.
Okay. So he just stares at you blankly when you talk about Corthun. He's obviously never heard of it. And as you go along, he has questions about it. And when you say that it's not too far away from where you guys are, he's very disturbed by this because the last he heard, the undead weren't even in these lands. So if the undead have come, then he starts cursing and saying that the dwarves were the only warriors worth anything that would be able to keep them at bay. And if they're here, nothing's going to stop them.
Well, we're hoping that we can hopefully change that and stop them. We found a book with very similar writings to the wall in the other room, and we're trying to keep it out of the hands of what seems to be the leader of these undead.
You mean you can't even read Dwarvish? This is preposterous.
We did not even know it was Dwarvish, only that it seemed similar to those of us who spoke Orcish.
That's because the orcs went and took the language once they came into being. Took the scripts, but didn't really understand it.
At this point, I've gotten bored and walked into the room, and now I'm just staring at people talking to the ghost that tried to kill me, and I'm just kind of pissed off about it.
And you're a half-elf, right, Fredwin?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can Gaelen catch him on the way out and make a suggestion?
Sure.
Kinfreddy, this particular creature does not like elves. It may be best to stay back with me.
Okay.
I will suggest to Grun that perhaps we should go get the book and bring it back.
Yeah, might not be a bad idea. Get our new friend, for lack of a better word, here to help us translate it a bit.
Have we told him about the book yet? Because that should have been probably part of the Cliff's Notes things. Did he react to that at all?
Yeah, I said we told him about the book and trying to keep it out of the hands of the seeming leader of these enemies.
Right. And he seemed more interested in the fact that you guys didn't understand Dwarven at all, rather than being particularly interested in the book itself. But he continues to listen, and as he does listen, you notice that his ghostly form is starting to fade a little bit.
Oh dear. I think we should hurry.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have time to grab the book. I think it's best we ask what questions we have.
What do you think about asking him to tell us what this script says in the other room? So maybe we can begin to figure out how to translate the book ourselves.
Can I show him the rubbings that I took and ask him to help us translate what's said there.
Sure. Yeah. He takes a look, and he says, "Well, this central rune is the name Charot. That's the god that we follow, and the other ones around it, I can't really tell because you didn't get an entire thought down. But if you say it came from the other room, it's probably just part of the ritual of when this temple was built and the magic that our clerics put into it to make me the ever unliving guardian of it. I had my qualms about that, seeing how it felt a little bit too close to Dowreth's magic, but they insisted that I'd only be protecting the history and artifacts of the dwarves.
Given that we don't know that there are any dwarves anymore and we are stuck fighting the enemies of Charot, would you permit us to take the artifacts?
If you're fighting the undead, then yes, you have my blessing. And if you ever make your way up to Thorbald's Deep, take a look for any other dwarves that may still be alive. Because if they're alive, they'll come and help you fight the undead.
And where might we find that?
Thorbald's Deep, that's a long way from here. It's on the other side of Velshani, darn elf lands.
Do we know where those things are?
Gaelen knows where Velshani is. Can you tell us what it was about the dwarves that made it that they were capable of fighting the undead?
Tough as nails, that's how. And we knew that if one of our people got bit, we knew and we had the guts to take them out before they turned into a zombie and fought against us. Just absolutely merciless, and we took the fight to them every chance we got.
I see. I knew of the zombies coming back, but the spreading the disease through a bite, I was unaware. Then it was too late.
Okay, well then. Is there anything else you can tell me about Charot, as I seem to have accidentally become a paladin of Charot?
If you're a paladin of Charot, it weren't no accident. Charot is the god above all others, and his light shines down upon all of us and brings life to everything it touches. If you're following Charot, you're in good hands. Have no fear of that.
Well, I'm trying, but it's really hard to follow a god when you don't know anything but their name.
That's fair. If you travel to Thorbald's Deep, we had many a temple built to Charot there, and I'm sure the dwarves that are there would be able to help you commune with them and learn everything that you'd need.
Thank you. So I'm just going to ask a couple of quick questions comparing the general, this whole shining light and life thing from Charot to some of my tenets from the Silver Flame, because this whole thing is confusing.
Yeah, he's never heard of the Silver Flame before.
Interesting.
I would like to ask him if they knew what the source of the undead was.
It's Dowreth's will. They lived across the ocean, or unlived, I suppose. We don't know where they came from originally, but I guarantee you that Dowreth had his hand in it somehow. Probably convinced some people that he wasn't so bad, and they started to bring their own people back as undead. And it spreads like a plague once it gets going.
We've seen that. Can we ask the ghost its name?
And if there's anything we should tell dwarves that we meet so that they know we've had this encounter?
He says his name is Stuart the Mighty.
I'm also going to ask if when he fought, did something happen to the other gods? And I explained to him how my god is afraid and seems to be falling more and more silent.
And how the Silver Flame has gone altogether.
He has only heard of Charot, Dowreth, and Stormlord. These other names of gods that you're throwing at him, he's never heard of. Grun's gone to check the ethereal plane.
Who's Stormlord?
Stormlord was the third maid of Shiro and Dowreth. Doesn't really seem to do much for the common folk.
And no idea what's happened with them, what their stance on the undead are.
I have a feeling I'm about to find out. I can feel the pull of Shiro taking me back.
Before you go, is there anything we can do for our friend who was cursed upon first meeting you?
I'm sorry, that's not within my realm of power, but when I speak with Shiro, I'll let him know what happened and see if he can reverse the damage.
Thank you, Stuart the Mighty. May your rest be peaceful this time.
Agreed.
And he fades away.
The racist.
Oh, yeah.
Grun will say a little prayer both to Celeborn and then to Shiro.
Just like Grandpa.
In the meantime, Skippy has found a bunch of stuff.
Yay, stuff and things.
What do I find?
That none of us will ever know about.
You got it.
So, Skippy, you put the 4 pieces of gold together to create the key. The key fits in the lock. And inside, you find 1,100 copper pieces, 6,000 silver, 2,700 gold, 60 platinum, 4 art objects, a magic scroll, a set of horseshoes, and a bag with some stones in it.
Ooh, we can trick out the mule.
Yay, war fun. So, are we all good with having like a group funds?
Fine with me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Stuart gave us permission to take the artifacts, so I'm gonna take this hammer back now.
Yeah, and Grun has absolutely no objections because the spirit himself gave permission.
And I'm gonna grab that axe too.
Did we ever figure out what that axe did?
Nope, not yet. We'll figure it out.
It chops things into firewood.
Kinfreddy, other than your wonderful new hair, how are you feeling?
I mean, I've been better, but I guess I'm not doing too bad.
Holy smokes, how are we going to carry all this gold?
Very painfully. Ye old dolly?
So I just made a giant hyena, and the hyena will help us carry the gold.
Okay, because, yeah, that's a ton of gold.
Okay, well,
It's just a couple £100.
It's just a good thing we have our wagon.
we have to go get our wagon and make sure that we still have our wagon and that Vin Diesel didn't run off with our wagon.
The wagon is perfectly fine. I'm sure of it.
Okay, so are we going to try to lug up all this copper too, or are we just going to leave the copper?
I think we leave the copper for now. We know where it's at.
I think we just take the chest.
I don't think we can carry the chest.
That's 120 pounds of silver.
And 54 pounds of gold.
If we just remove the copper, it's, 4 people can carry the chest up.
Maybe if we remove the copper and then arrange it on the floor in a really weird pattern, it'll slow people down that come behind us and try to figure out this puzzle.
Okay, so we leave the copper, but I think we should all at least, pocket a few so that we have change.
Well, nothing's saying we can't make more than one trip if we get up there and, the world's not ending.
Grun is going to assume that the world is ending.
Yeah, it's kind of the point. We kind of got to move on, and copper's just so coppery.
So let's just take the platinum and the gold then, because the silver is 120 pounds.
I still think we should take the silver. That's a lot of money, and we can do a lot of good with that. If not for ourselves, for other people.
Yeah, that's 600 gold pieces, right?
You can make silver weapons.
Fine, whatever.
Silver weapons, I like the way you think.
Let's just go.
Yeah, I do think we've gotten everything we can get from here at this point.
So, sorry, what are you taking from that list?
Everything but the copper and I think the sling stones.
Well, we don't know that those aren't magical.
Fair call.
If we just remove the copper, we're talking about an extra 50 pounds apiece if 4 of us take a corner of the thing.
All right, let's do it.
I'm going to assume that you're all encumbered at this point.
Yes.
Yes. And Grun's going to grab 20 copper pieces. Just, because.
I don't think I'm encumbered. I'm making the hyena carry all my stuff.
All right, Freddy's the only one not encumbered.
Is that scroll a divine scroll or an arcane scroll?
Divine.
Okay.
Okay, you guys are all loaded up. What are you doing next?
Actually, I think the max load on that hyena, we could put the box on the back of the hyena because it's a giant hyena.
I got some rope.
Perfect.
We could like pocket the platinum and like, some of the gold.
Just in case the hyena runs off.
Well, it's not going to run off. It's Freddy's summoned thing, but we don't want to crush it either.
Do you want me to write this stuff down, or does anybody else want to take a?
Let's all take 12 platinum, because then it's evenly split, and then that's at least a little bit of weight.
And then the chest can become a group coffers.
Yeah, and we can each break up that 12 platinum however we want, and then there we all have like personal spending money, and then we have a group fund.
Okay, so is somebody gonna keep track of that, or?
I vote we let the rogue keep track of the money.
That seems reasonable.
Just copy everything he sent, and just put it on your under.
The
notes.
rogue who can't read is going to keep track of our finances.
Okay, so Grun will take care of the finances if nobody else wants to, but...
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Alright, so Grun will officially be in charge of group funds.
And I have like a warhammer and an axe still hanging around, so somebody want to carry one of these maybe? Or we still need to figure out what the axe does, but I think we need to try and get Freddy somewhere where there's a restoration spell first.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the axe, by the way, because last time I tried to identify it, it took me 40 years and I didn't get anywhere.
So, Grun, write down the what's in the chest and just keep that as a separate notes thing. And then the platinum, you can split 4 ways, and amongst the 4 of yourselves, Gaelen is not interested.
But that doesn't split evenly, does it?
15 times 4.
Oh yeah, I suppose it does. Yeah. All right, I'm okay with that.
This is the guy you were going to have us keep track of our finances.
Yeah, well, we corrected that, didn't we?
Just saying.
Hey Ryan, what was the magical effect on that hammer again? It was something with persuasion.
Right, you have to attune to it first. It's +1, which you get the effects of without attunement, but then you also get proficiency in persuasion if you're attuned to it.
And what does that mean again?
It just means that you get your proficiency bonus to your persuasion skill.
Beat people with the hammer until they see things your way.
While you're hauling everything out of here, you notice that the light remains bright in that room, and you see that it's actually coming from a hole in the ceiling, rather than glowing spheres around the outside of the room like in the other room.
Somebody want to check that out?
I will.
Yes, please, Skippy.
It's up in the ceiling, so I don't know if Skippy's going to be able to get up there to check it out.
If I can hop onto somebody's shoulders, I can.
Perhaps someone taller than myself.
I think the rest of us are busy dragging the chest out.
Okay.
Well, how high is the ceiling?
It's about 12 feet up.
I don't think we're going to do that unless you start tossing a halfling.
Looks like too much trouble to me.
How tall is Ariadna?
5'11".
You need to practice like Skippy did.
Yeah, we just don't have quite enough height. Does seem like an awful lot of effort.
I think we should at least get this stuff up to the surface, check on what's going on up there, and then if we still feel there's time, we can always come back down here and try to investigate, see if maybe we can find something to help
Pretty
us get
sure
out
we're
of
on
there.
a time limit to get this issue of Fred's fixed.
Yeah, I think we are probably not backtracking. Let us press on.
Does anybody know if the wizard that we're going to would be able to do a restoration spell?
Well, it's a druid grove.
Oh, right, it is druids. Yeah, they might be able to.
Oh, that sounds like a plan. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Don't know how far away they are, though.
23 hours and 59 minutes away.
Well, we better run.
Well, you know the borders of the Orklands are 2 days away from here, and then it's further beyond that to get to the Druid Grove.
Let's go ask Vinny if he can do that thing. I mean, my gut is saying no, but
Vinny Goodberries?
yes, that guy. Let's go upstairs. Come on.
Okay, I'm coming.
Let's do this.
All right, you guys head up the stairs, hauling all of this stuff with you. And you get upstairs and make perception checks, please.
I will aid somebody rather than rolling my own.
No, you can't aid somebody. It's everybody makes their own checks individually.
All right.
Well, at least Galen's paying attention.
Yeah, you guys get up to the top floor and start heading towards the broken down wall. That's the exit to the outside world, and it's dark out there. And Gaelen, you can hear before everybody else the sounds of voices outside, grumbling, growling voices, countless voices.
Okay, everyone, high alert. We're not alone.
Is there another exit?
I'll use Eyes of the Grave, which is within 60 feet. Any undead without full cover are detectable.
Well, they have full cover because you can't see up the stairwell to above.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were already outside.
No, you guys are still inside when Gaelen hears this. Nobody else hears it.
Oh, sorry.
Not even me. I got a 22.
Because he re-rolled as well.
Oh, you re-rolled. I saw the 4 and I was like, no, you didn't hear that. But yeah, with your 22, you heard that as well.
Man, your halfling luck is coming up a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in a hurry to go out there, but I can try to sneak around the corner here and see what I can see.
It's a good idea, Skippy.
I support this plan.
I will make sure that I don't have any torches or visible light sources and anything like that. I left that ball down in the crypt because it was just too heavy to carry. So I'm going to sneak around the corner and see what I can see.
Wait, the 3-pound glass sphere was too heavy, but 50 pounds of coins is fine.
If Gaelen saw him leave the sphere behind, Gaelen would have put it in his bag.
You got 50 pounds of coin in your pocket. You're walking around like some superintendent of a New York City slum or something.
Just think about it this way: you won't have to carry torches anymore.
That's a good point. Anyway, yeah, I sneak around the corner. I guess I have to make a stealth roll.
Yes, please.
21 good enough? Oh my god.
Because of their -2 modifier, so it makes it impossible. You see zombies. Countless zombies everywhere.
Okay, we live here now.
We have that scroll that gives us protection from undead. It might be able to allow us to get through them, but they'll chase us.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, if you end your turn with the zombies in your field, the effect ends. So it's not like we can walk up to them.
These countless zombies, are they all in one cardinal direction, or are they like weirdly in the donut hole of hell?
You guys are in the middle of the settlement, and just Skippy just peeked up, and like everywhere that he could see, there were zombies. He can't see in all directions though from where he is.
I will sneak back to the group and tell them what I saw and to discuss.
You are joking, right, Skippy?
I ran out of toes when I was counting them. There's lots.
Sir, there goes my vacation time.
Would Skippy have been able to tell if there was many in the direction of Vinny?
That's the direction that he could see, so yes.
Alright, well, the issue is we have to get back to Vinny, because he has the book.
We have to assume that Vin saw them coming and moved to a different location.
Or got it.
Or hid, like where they were.
Did I see any evidence of the cart at all?
It was pretty far away from where you guys were, and you couldn't really see anything through the zombies.
Is this entranceway 10 feet wide? Like the tunnel down?
Yep.
Well, we could draw their attention. We only have to fight them 2 by 2.
There is way too many for that to be successful.
I was saying, because when you say there were a lot, are we talking in the dozens, or are we talking like in the hundreds?
He didn't get that good of a look, as he doesn't have dark vision or anything, and it's just starlight that was shining down. So he saw dozens.
Awesome.
Should we wait for the morning light and see what it shows?
You're hoping that perhaps they move on?
Maybe.
kind of worried about our friend Vin.
Well, I'm not sure if there's anything for it then. We either draw them in and fight them on our terms, or we wait it out.
I think we should head back down, try to wait for the morning, because then at least we will have a better sight of what's happening.
I mean, I'm kind of on the clock here. I don't know.
Why are you on a clock? Oh, right, the 24-hour thing. Right, sorry.
Yeah, but there's absolutely no evidence that we could find someone within 24 hours who could fix that problem anyway, and there's an awful lot of evidence that we would be eaten alive if we went outside right now.
I'm with Ariadna on that one.
Unfortunately, Kinfreddy, I agree.
Yeah, but there's our friend Vin Diesel's out there somewhere.
He's either hiding, gone, or dead. There's not much we can do about it if we go out there and get it.
Also, we've fought a giant ogre, hounds, and a mummy today. We are all pretty beat.
So let's just go back inside, down in the nice little crypt thingy, and lock the secret door, and have a sit for a while.
I am almost always for pressing the battle and pressing the journey, but there does come a time when that would be foolish, and I think that this is one of those times.
Unless somebody else has dark vision and wants to try to sneak up there and take a look. I mean, you risk the chances of being discovered, but maybe we can see if it's only like a couple dozen, maybe we can handle them.
I have dark vision, but I sneak about as well as...
I also can see in the dark, but I think we trust both your stealth and your assessment, Skippy.
And if we really want to, Grun can always, after we've gotten down and settled, take his armor off, sneak up. Because not only do I have dark vision, I can do, like I said, the eyes of the gravekeeper, and so I'll be able to see a lot more of the undead and get a much better idea as to what's exactly going on.
Yeah, I think you're more useful to us while still being alive, though. So I'm all for let's just go downstairs and wait till morning.
Let us do that. We'll pick the most strategically advantageous, and certainly we have a watch. Perhaps we should try and arrange double watches.
And my sword. So we all need to stay close to me tonight, okay?
So you guys head back down into the ruins. How deep down are you going down? All the way down to the 5th level where the sarcophagus was?
All the way down to the door that locks, is my opinion. Can we lock it from the inside?
No, you can't. The lock is on the outside.
Can we close the door from the inside, though?
Yeah, you can close it, but the key will still be in the lock.
I would be afraid of the door locking while we're in it.
Can we take the key out of the door before we close it so that it just looks like a false wall?
That was going to be dependent upon the next question, which was, is there a way to open the door from the inside?
It doesn't appear that there's any kind of handle mechanism or push buttons on the inside.
Okay, but again, if we take the key out, is it a magical lock or a mechanical lock? Because without the key, nobody could lock it behind us.
If it's mechanical, you don't see how the mechanism itself works. It's all inside the door.
Okay then.
So you know what? We can do a test run where we take the key out, close the door from the outside, and then see if it automatically locks itself again. If it doesn't, then we can take the key out, close the door. If it automatically locks itself, then we cannot go in there and take the key out and close the door. Otherwise, we will lock ourselves in there for sure.
That makes sense, Kingrun.
I shut the door.
And actually, hold on. Let's open the door back up. I will go in. Y'all shut the door. I will try to push the door open after the key is taken out. Because if I can't open the door, we probably shouldn't lock ourselves in there.
Okay.
Also, I think we should leave the treasure near the top where we've carried it to. Try to stash it off to the side, hide it somewhere.
Well, maybe take that scroll of protection.
Yeah, but I'm thinking we take the objects, but the coins. Leave the chest and the coins up near the entrance so that we don't have to haul it back up and down again.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just the hyena hauling it. Let him haul it down.
Well, then Freddy has to summon another one to haul it back up. Because it's going to be dawn, right?
Yes, but he has the ability to do so.
But he also has a limited number of those things per day. And we've been getting hit really hard lately.
I mean, I don't know why I'm arguing about treasure. If you'd like to leave it up there, go ahead.
All right. So, Ariadna, you are going in the room, and you close the door and take the key out. When you try to open it with the key out of the door, it does not push open from the inside.
Okay. So I'm going to wait a while until those guys out there figure out that I ain't coming out.
We all leave. She does not seem to be opening it.
I guess I'll open the door.
All right, the door opens.
We can assume you tried to open the door.
I did. It didn't work.
So we would be nice and safe, but it won't work.
Until we run out of water.
Is the entrance to this floor also 10 wide?
That was just a strength check to get down here.
Is the stairwell, or no, it was a spiral staircase you said leading down to this level?
It was a staircase leading down here, yeah, and there's a hatch at the top that you guys had to pull open.
Okay, we could close the hatch at least.
Yep.
Maybe position the hyena at the top of the stairs underneath the hatch.
Yes.
A little bit of forewarning.
Yeah, I think whoever is on watch should do so from the stairs.
Okay, how long are you guys going to seclude yourselves in the bottom of these ruins?
I think we should just do a long rest, just to have it done.
Agreed.
A short and then a long?
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
How long is it until sunrise?
It's going to be about 6 hours till sunrise.
So a short and a long takes 9. That seems about right.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to use 2 of my dice to heal.
Everyone remember that you'll get back your constitution. Is it 1 plus your constitution, Ryan?
Yeah, 1 plus constitution.
And you'll get half your hit dice back. So feel free to use at least half your hit dice.
I'll use 1 then.
And replenish anything you replenish on a short rest. Although, okay, just for future reference, is the only thing in our party that replenish on short rests besides healing is Galen's key and Freddy's spell slots.
And my channel divinities.
And mine.
Plus my eyes of the gravekeeper.
Oh, well, yeah. So we all have good short rest stuff except for the rogue.
Except for who?
Me.
Ah.
The rogues don't have anything to spend, so they have nothing to get back.
Yep. So 9 hours later, there's been no activity at the hatch above this chamber, and you guys are all fully rested.
And has that mitigated everyone's damage?
Yeah, I'm fully healed.
Me too.
But yeah, so Ryan, at dawn, I would have been doing my prayers. So what's my what's my spell situation?
How many spell slots do you have? 3 and 2?
No, now I'm at 4 and 2. And in my prayers, I would have asked for guidance in regards to Shiro and Dowreth.
You have 1 first level spell and 1 second level spell today. And there is absolutely no guidance from Kalimvor. However, you do hear a whispered voice during your prayers, and it says, "Father Sean was foolish to come to you."
Father Sean was not a fool. Who are you to intrude upon my prayers?
The one who will end them unless you follow the way.
What way?
The way to true freedom, to life immortal.
There is no life immortal, just undeath eternal.
They are one and the same.
They are nothing alike. Begone, Dowreth.
So be it. Soon, your God will not answer your prayers, and you will be less than nothing.
I shall be more than you.
And there's no response. And you come out of your prayers. Your body is just soaked in sweat.
All right, I go and try and clean myself up.
I'm also going to attempt to pray and commune with this Shiro thing. And try to ask it about dwarves.
You don't get any response to your queries and your prayers, but you do get all of your spell slots returned to you. And after the long rest, Freddy, you feel younger again.
That is awesome. I feel pretty good this morning.
Glad to hear you feel well, but gonna kind of miss that silver at the temple there.
It'll get back eventually.
Does Gaelen notice Grun's physical response to his prayers?
Make a perception check.
Is this a smell perception check given all the sweat?
I don't think you want to smell in here. We've been locked in here all night.
I don't know when the last time was you guys bathed. It just doesn't smell good at all. That's what prestidigitation is for.
I don't know. We got it dunking in that river when we crossed it.
Oh, you mean the zombie river?
Mmm.
Right, zombie river.
So Gaelen will say, King Grun, are you feeling all right?
No, Kelembor grows ever more silent, and Dowreth spoke to me in my prayers, attempting to tempt me. I sent him away, but I do not believe he is finished with us.
I know nothing about this Dowreth fella, but I know he doesn't know who he's dealing with.
And right now we don't know what we are dealing with. Maybe we should go upstairs.
Yeah, I'll work my way up to the stairs and do another stealth check to go around the corner.
We should probably all stay close to you until we get up close enough that it's a danger to the stealth.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. You can't roll well enough to see you. So you go up, and you do, in the light of day, see hundreds of zombies. They're orcish, all dressed in hides and shuffling around. Most of them heading towards the north, and so you're kind of seeing them from behind now, as this herd, for lack of a better word, begins to move north.
So, like, have they all finished passing through the settlement, or are they still filtering through the settlement?
It looks like they're still in the settlement, but there's none around where you guys are. They're further north.
Like, wouldn't notice us further north, or like maybe we should hang around for another half hour further north.
They probably wouldn't notice you as Skippy's watching them. None of them are turning around and looking behind them. They seem to be very single-mindedly going northward.
And is Vinny, are Vinny and the mule north?
They're northwest.
Well, we do want to go west, so perhaps we'll go west first.
We still need to find out what happened to that book.
I think we need to wait until the zombies clear between here and where Vinny is, if we can, so that we can remain in cover until they, get that far at least.
At the given rate the zombies are shuffling, about how long do we expect that might take?
Not long now, less than 5 minutes, and they'll be far enough away from the house where Vinny's been locked in that they wouldn't hear anything if you guys approached.
All right, we'll hang out for 5.
Okay. The herd continues on out of sight.
Shall we?
Still very, quietly and cautiously, we should make our way, because you never know if someone or someone's left behind.
Yeah. We're going to take this box with us?
Yep.
Okay. You guys go out into the daylight, and there's no zombies skulking around waiting for you in the shadows or anything. So it's no problem to drag the chest towards the house where you left Vinny, and when you get there, you find the door is open.
I'll check around for the cart and mule.
I will poke my head in the house.
The cart is still outside the building, and inside you find the mule is laying in the far corner with Vinny's knife through its head, but there's no sign of Vinny.
That.
So the mule went zombie and Vinny ran.
Or Vinny's just a backstabbing.
Or Vinny just prevented the mule from having the opportunity to go zombie.
Can we check the mule for any bite marks?
Yep, there's no bite marks on the mule at all.
In order to maintain his hidden state, he may have needed to silence the zombie or the mule as well.
Yeah, that's fair too. We'll call out Vinny. Vinny, are you nearby?
There's no response.
Can we look around for footprints or tracks of some kind?
There's tracks all over the place. A herd of zombies just walked through here.
Fair.
I have tracking, so I can try to see if I can discern anything, but
I'd actually like to look around and see if we can see the book anywhere.
Give me investigation checks.
Can we aid with that?
If other people want to look, that you can all roll your own individual checks. Good job, guys.
On the ball.
Okay, fortunately, Skippy thinks to check in the corner where the mule is and kind of climbs over the corpse. And you can see the corner of the book underneath the mule.
Here it is.
Oh, thanks, Shiro.
Let's check under the mule for Vinny.
Or a zombie Vinny.
Okay, give me an athletics check to move the corpse.
I'll aid. Maybe you should aid me.
Oh, he's just got to roll his other 20. It'll be way better.
Yeah, but I got a +6.
Okay, I'll assist you.
Yeah, you guys haul the mule out of the way, and you find the book underneath it in fine condition. And but there's no sign of Vinny underneath the mule.
That good berry.
Well, actually, I don't know. He killed the mule, which, we were pretty sure to find, and hid the book underneath it, and quite possibly ran to try to save himself from all the zombies.
Yeah, I agree. I want to think the best of any.
All right, fine.
I mean, come on. Can someone with those chiseled good looks really be a traitor?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay, that was rhetorical, but yeah.
All right, so much for the mule dragging this giant chest around. Now what?
Well, we still have the cart, and a few of us aren't, on the weakest of sides. Still a little bit better.
Are you telling me I'm the new mule?
Well, you and I both are the strong ones, so
I could pull out an animal and we could try to use that to pull the cart.
there's that too. Just don't pull a weasel.
Pull a tiger if you can, Freddy. That would be awesome.
So I just made a bear.
Equally awesome.
Bear works.
All right, let's try to rig up some sort of a harness. Who all has rope?
I have rope, but I don't really want to cut it up.
I have some, and I don't really care about it. So here's that.
Okay, give me a survival check.
Who has the highest survival first?
Skippy and Gaelen are quite good at that.
I have a +5.
Skippy, make a harness. Because if you roll a natural one, you get to re-roll it.
I will assist you, Skippy. Skippy.
Fair enough.
With lucky and advantage, there's no way they can fail.
That is so wrong.
Now watch it happen. Well, that's a fail.
Yeah, you guys managed to create a harness out of rope that suits the bear just fine, and it can haul the cart for you.
Yay. So let's go.
So yeah, load up and start making our way towards the Druid Grove.
Freddy, I want to thank you for your ability to summon these animals. There's just something kind of epic about traveling with a bear hauling your wagon.
Yeah, well, the bear doesn't mind. I hope he doesn't mind.
And nothing really says to bandits, screw off like a bear hauling your...
Bandits, yes, but what about zombies?
Zombies don't care.
Ryan, Vin knew our ultimate destination, right?
Yes, he did.
Then I won't bother, drawing an arrow in the ground.
I'd like to look around a little bit more for Vinny. If I think it's safe to call out, I'll just kind of call out every so often around the settlement.
Okay. Your calls aren't answered at any point.
I've become so jaded. Like, I started off really trusting everybody, and now Vinny is a good berry.
Speaking of good berries, how are you guys doing for rations?
Assuming I ate one last night.
I will hunt for what I can.
I'm out.
Did anybody else need one from me last night?
I don't know that I have any.
Look in your equipment.
Yeah, it's
you're
not listed in my equipment, but I don't know that I ever got starting stuff set up correctly.
So the hunting of food is something that is a class feature for some people. So it's not something that you assist with. It's just something that Gaelen gets. So I'm going to roll a d6 every day to see how much food he gathers, and that'll be how many people he can feed each day.
And then I assume that I could do my own hunting and roll survival.
Yep. So the first day of travel, Gaelen finds enough food for 5 people, so you can feed the entire party.
And didn't somebody buy up a whole bunch of rations and leave them in the cart?
I thought we did back when we were at the Sand Snake Temple, because we also got a bunch of extra water, right?
Yeah, they gave us a bunch of rations.
They gave you enough rations to make the trip to the Druid Sanctuary and enough water, and you guys topped up when you were there as well. But I forget how much you guys actually had. I know I told you at the time.
And as far as water goes, it makes sense that any time we find fresh water, we would fill the barrels, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you're not having any problems keeping your water reserves up. You find the odd pond or stream, even though it's the desert. There's still some water to be found here and there, but it's more hunting food as the animals have grown scarce.
Eating a lot of lizard.
Yep. And as you guys travel along, when you get to the end of the day, you've traveled through a couple of orcish settlements, and they've all been abandoned.
Can we check them all for, like food and supplies?
It looks like they've all been cleaned out for food and water, and even personal belongings have been taken.
Okay, so cleared out, not overrun.
Right.
So, should we make camp in one of these? Because being indoors seemed to help the last couple times we ran into zombies.
That's true, but how long have we been traveling?
You've been traveling for the better part of the day. It's been about 7 hours, so it's starting to get dark.
Then yeah, rest at a settlement when it starts getting dark.
This all makes sense.
Okay. Are you guys going to set a watch for the night and all that?
Yep.
I have to take last watch so that I'm up at dawn.
I'll take a mid-watch.
I'll go first. Also, Fizzle will help, right?
Yeah, he likes you.
I like Fizzle too.
Okay. So you guys set up in one of the huts here and set your watch for the night. And Grun, please make a perception check.
What do my orc eyes see?
You hear noise outside, heavy footsteps.
Now footsteps or like the shuffling of zombies?
Footsteps, heavy footsteps.
Excellent question. Yeah, how many? Just an individual or a group of people?
Sounds like just one from what you can hear.
And does it sound like they're heading towards our structure or they're just wandering by?
As you listen, it sounds like it's probably just wandering by.
Okay, is there some way for me to sneak into a position where I can look in the direction I believe the footprints are coming from?
Yeah, you can peek out the door.
I do so.
Give me a perception check. Or actually, give me a stealth check first.
Oh, I was so scared. -1 on that.
Epic sneaking.
Somehow, Grun, in his scale mail and shield and everything, friggin' ninja.
Does scale mail not give you disadvantage?
No, it does not.
On perception?
No, on stealth.
Scale mail does give you disadvantage on stealth.
Oh, yes, it does, and I even wrote it down. Yeah, 1 sec.
Let's see how you do on roll number 2.
Oh, jeez.
That's more like the Grun we know.
I know, you know what? It is so much more in character.
Thanks, armor.
So you sneak up to the doorway of this hut.
I guess here's a question, because this would actually set a bit of a precedent. Would I be wearing my armor on what? And I think, you know what? Yeah, I think I would. So yeah, never mind.
On watch, probably, yeah. So you sneak up to the door quietly, and then you open it. And as you open it, it creaks. And for a moment, you're looking out into the darkness, and you see a very large leg nearby. And you look up into the vacant expression of a hill giant.
Wait, how close is this thing?
An undead hill giant?
Give me a perception check.
An undead hill giant might actually be easier.
You're not really sure. You're pretty distracted by the fact that there's this giant staring at you, and it growls.
I smile and wave.
Yeah.
I give it this the Bugs Bunny sheepish smile and like finger wave.
And close the door behind you.
Yeah, just slowly back up and close the door. I turn, and I just kind of wake everybody up, and
Yep.
yeah.
So, this is how I see it happening. Grun runs back to everybody else and says, "Guys, wake up!" Just as this huge fist smashes through the door and shatters it to pieces, and lifts the hut up, and like, you know how people rage flip a table when they get really angry at a game? Basically, this whole hut just comes up and right off you guys.
Okay, and that's its turn for this round, right?
It's initiative now. You guys are groggy waking up. Well, not so groggy.
So I say, ah!
Hey, I mean, one good thing is that this thing is so big, we can just freely move through its space.
Did this hut have no windows you could have looked out? Seriously?
No, not at all.
We probably picked a windowless one on purpose.
Okay, well, new roll protocol. If you hear something, wake up the sneaky.
I got to be good for something.
And besides, he doesn't have any spell regaining to interrupt.
Gaelen, you tied with Skippy, but your dex is higher, so you'll go first.
That's just so he can get his sneak attack. All right, I will run between its legs and jump kick it in the butt.
Okay.
You should use his dingle dangles as a speedball.
That's a good one.
A 9 misses.
Okay, I will spend a key and flurry. Yikes.
Where did you say you were hitting this thing?
Oh, right. It was supposed to be in its butt.
Yeah, you didn't see that coming. You're ankle deep in its butt, and your second kick comes up and actually hits it, but you're kind of still dangling there.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's okay. That's still kind of cinematic. One foot in his, one kicking him in the junk.
I think this just got not safe for work.
Oh, I think I just pulled my first beep.
There'll be a little bit of beeping going on here. Yeah. All right. So you kick it, and it's Skippy's turn.
What would I take to throw Gaelen a jug of wine?
You'd have to have one to start with.
Doesn't Gaelen have wine?
I do.
Oh, is it on you right now? Okay.
Are you hoping that I'd be hanging from his butt while drinking wine?
Well, I thought you'd get better if you got a little drunker.
Apparently, yeah. I'm doing pretty pitifully at the moment. I'll get better.
So, Skippy, sorry, what are you doing on your turn?
All right. I guess I have to move to get. Well, no. I guess I can see the guy because the house is gone. Can I move to get flanking?
They'd be right in front of it.
You do technically have someone adjacent to him. Very adjacent.
Good point.
More than adjacent.
And with your foot up there, you might be distracting him a little bit.
Wiggle your toes.
How could a monk up your butt not be distracting?
Okay, then I'll take my bonus action to aim and fire him with my crossbow.
Okay. And you are in range where there's not going to be any disadvantage to worry about.
Can hill giants talk?
Yes.
In giant.
That's a hit.
Can they talk in common?
Some, but hill giants are the dumbest of giants, so I wouldn't hold your breath.
Well, I'm okay with that. I'm going to try and hit it with my persuasion hammer.
You're not attuned with that yet.
Oh, well.
Don't forget your sneak attack dice, Skippy.
It is still the persuasion hammer. You're just not all that persuasive yet.
There you go, 11 total.
You know at third level you get 2d6 for your sneak attack, right?
Oh, right. Sorry. There we go.
Nice.
Grun, you're up next.
Alright, so I'm going to attempt to Sacred Flame it. So Dex save 13.
It passes.
I don't like this giant.
Can't imagine why.
Yes, I would like to move. I'd like to move back out of swatting range.
Okay, I've moved you back.
As long as I'm within 60 feet of it, though.
Yeah, you're still within 60 feet. You are 40 feet away from it.
Okay, thank you.
Next up is Fred.
Okie dokie. I am going to laugh at the monk, and then I am going to cast a 2nd level magic missile spell.
All right. That's 13 damage to the giant. Or wait, 40. Isn't it +4 instead of +1?
Yeah, it would be, so 16 damage. My bad.
Anything else on your turn?
No, I think I'm just going to back as far away as I can from where the giant is.
Okay. I've moved you back with Grun. Next up. What's Fizzle doing?
He stays with me.
Okay. Next up is Ariadna.
Where am I in relation to the thing?
It is 15 feet away from you.
And where am I in relation to everybody else?
Gaelen is dangling behind it. Skippy is a 5-foot step away to your right, and everyone else is at least 20 feet behind you.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Bane on it. DC 11 charisma.
It passes.
Okay. Well, guess that's it.
And you're not moving in closer?
Nope, not yet. I'll stay next to Skippy, within 5 feet. So
Oh, yeah, you have to take a 5-foot step to get closer to him. Did you want to do that?
he's 5 feet away from me. You said.
Yeah.
So as long as 5 feet's the range. So do I need to step closer?
Yeah, I think what that means is the person has to be directly adjacent to you.
Okay. Well, let's move over then.
Okay, and next up is its turn. Oh, Gaelen. Gaelen.
How much AC does his butt give me?
Oh my god.
The giant, feeling something uncomfortable in its behind, sits and squashes Gaelen for 28 points of damage, and you are considered grappled while you are underneath it.
I'm considered down.
Okie doke.
I kind of assumed that his anus was grappling me. Yeah.
Well, no, it's more the squash attack that it can do. It doesn't usually sit on somebody like that, but it basically falls prone on something and does a whole bunch of damage. So for everybody else, it is prone on the ground right now. And we're going back to the top of the order. Gaelen, please, if you're down, please give us a death save.
Nice.
Success. Skippy, you no longer have an ally within 5 feet of it.
Okay, well,
Well, now hold on. He does have an ally within 5 feet of it. I mean, after it sat, his leg might have been buried.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, let me rephrase that. There is no ally threatening him right now.
Ah.
Hey, impaction is a pretty bad threat.
is there anything I can do to, like, taunt him?
What? Why would you do that?
Well, just shoot him again.
Yeah, I could just shoot him, but I just want to get him off his... But I'll aim and shoot at him.
Okay.
I figure he's not settling in for the summer.
I assume that hits.
That's it.
And no sneak attack, right?
Yeah, you had advantage.
Oh, right, I do have advantage. Oh, how's that?
Nice. Actually, everybody has advantage attacking it in close quarters combat. And because it's so large, I'm not going to give you disadvantage for shooting from far away because it's still enormous. And that's a lot of damage. 17?
It sat straight down, right? So Galen's still like 15 feet away from me.
He's more than that because the giant is huge. And he was behind the giant. So that is actually 35 feet away to Gaelen.
Oh.
His junk is probably on my head right now.
Yep.
So can I still reach like legs or something?
Oh yeah, no problem. You can walk up to it. It's only 15 feet away from you. Just Gaelen is on the other side of it.
Are there any parts of Galen sticking out from under it that I can see?
Nope.
No worries. Just take that giant out.
Well, I'm going to walk up to it and try to stick my sword in it because my sword has more damage than the hammer.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt. Wait a minute. Was it Ariadna's turn?
I thought I was after Skippy.
No, you're last. Well, before the giant. After
No,
Skippy is
Fred's
Grun.
last.
No, that was last fight.
Oh. Oops.
Fred rolled a 17. You rolled an 8, Ari.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's okay. We'll let you keep the roll when it gets to your turn. Grun, you're up.
All right, so it's going to make that same dex save, although I'm assuming it's at disadvantage this time.
It doesn't say anything about disadvantage on dex saves when it's prone.
Damn, I was hoping so. And you said I'm 40 feet away, so I can't even get in close to a melee. So yeah, no, I'm gonna have to make that attempt anyway. So dex save 13.
Okay. It fails, as it should.
Pathetic. Wah, 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 wah.
That was subpar. Anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna move closer. I'm gonna make my 30-foot move. Actually, sorry, 25 feet. I want to be 15 feet away from it.
Okay, with 25 feet of movement, you are up beside Ariadna. Next up is Fredwin.
Well, I guess I'm just going to do the same thing I did last time. Do as much damage as I can using second level magic missile.
Okay.
Come on, Freddy, wreck him.
All right, all these little projectiles blast the hill giant in the face, and he looks irritated. Next up is Ariadna, and you've already run ahead.
I stuck it in the foot or something. I don't know what.
Yep, and so it's sore and focuses on you as it gets back up. Crunch.
So it gets up.
Yeah, it gets up and it leaves you behind.
I'm not still a butt dangle.
No, we'll say that it left you behind on the ground.
Oh, I was hoping you'd suitcase the monk.
I think farting should have taken one of its actions. Try to breathe.
And it smashes a fist into Ariadna for 12 points of damage. Also, please make a Constitution saving throw. You're fine. Okay, back to the top of the order. Gaelen, death save. Uh-oh. One success, one fail. Skippy, you're up.
All right, crossbow with advantage.
That's a hit.
14 total.
It's looking a little more than annoyed at this point, but it's still going strong. Grun.
So I'd like to use my bonus action to use Healing Word on Gaelen. So you're at 7 hit points now.
What's the range on that?
60 feet.
Okay, yeah, he's well within range.
Yeah, and because of my my ability, if he's at 0 hit points when I use the healing, he automatically gets whatever the max healing would be. So I get 7.
Sounds good.
Yeah, then I'd like to move forward and hit him with a mace, hopefully.
First you heal him, then you hit him with the mace?
Yeah, you know, he got stuck. He's a monk. He should have been able to kick his way out. It's his punishment.
That's a hit.
Are we technically in flanking now again too anyway?
Yes, because Gaelen is back up.
How
Well, he's laying down
yeah,
right now.
I assume I'm prone and stinky. And how much was that healing?
7.
Thank you.
Freddy, you're up next.
Well, I'm out of second level spells, so I guess I'll do the first level thing.
Okay. And it's still up. Ariadna, your turn.
Sword. It's standing up now, right? But we're flanking, so still advantage.
That's right.
Another crit.
Ari with the 20s. Its turn.
Did you do your smitey thing on it too?
Oh, I forgot about the smitey thing. Can I smite thing it?
You can smite thing it.
How do I do that again? I forgot how to do that.
Me too, I'll check.
Oh wait, here. Okay, so 2d8. Got it.
But you critted.
Is that bad?
I know, so it's 48.
Oh,
Does the smite damage get doubled with a crit?
I think all dice. I'll double check.
say anything on the divine smite thingy on my character sheet, but if there's like some sort of global rule, it probably wouldn't.
Oh, Ariadna, you're 3rd level, so you have divine health. You don't have to make Constitution saving throws against zombie disease anymore.
Oh, well, that's good. Guess that means it is undead, huh?
Yep.
Oh, so you actually, if it is undead, you get an extra d8.
Yes, but I still don't know about whether or not it crits like twice as much.
So just from a philosophical point of view, is it better to have your foot stuck in an undead hill giant or a regular hill giant?
It says roll all of the attack's damage dice twice.
Yeah, it says all the damage dice twice, and it's the extra damage is 2d8, so that's dice. So you get 3d8 more damage.
Well, no, she would get so it'd be 68.
So 68 total.
Oh my god, you're
Yeah.
gonna send this thing to the moon.
And down it goes. Yeah, taking 8d8 plus 3 damage in one hit, that's catastrophic.
And a little holy word just to be sure.
Yeah, you tend to have to decide on your smite before you roll your crit, but it makes sense you would have smited it.
I would have if I remembered I could do that. It's been too long.
Ariadna gets the MVP award for the game session.
Yeah, but I literally kicked it.
The sphincter part of it.
All right.
You literally kicked up its ass.
Is your smite like radiant damage, or does it like specify? Like,
It's divine
elemental?
smite.
It's divine smite. Okay, perfect. All right, never mind. I didn't need to do that.
Yes, it is specifically radiant damage.
Good, because zombies either have to go down to that or have their heads removed to be permanently killed.
Yeah, the radiant damage does it. Can't get up after that. And also, if it's a critical hit that kills it, it can't get up again. So she double whammied it.
Gaelen will wipe the crap off of his crappy leg with the. Is the hill giant wearing anything?
It is, but it's in really rough shape.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just using it to remove its feces. And while he's doing that, he'll look at Ariadna and say, "That was really good, Canary."
Sorry for your foot.
It's no worries. I'm very into my work.
Leave it to this guy to wear a giant as his boot.
All right. So there's a dead giant right beside where your hut used to be. What are you guys going to do now?
I think we need to figure out something we can saddle our wagon to and get the heck out of here.
Yep, and avoid settlements from here on out. Just find secluded areas and camp.
Or maybe just avoid clanking around when there's a bad guy around.
Yeah, let's avoid hill giants.
It was all the door's fault, I just want to say.
But I think we have learned our lesson. From now on, if we think we hear something, we maybe hand it off to the rogue.
Agreed.
Not that I feel this was your fault, King Grun. It was actually quite enjoyable.
What?
Ew.
I don't know, I think on a 2, that was probably my fault.
I can now add being sat on by a giant to my list of achievements.
With your foot up its butt.
Great.
It's not something that I would put on my bucket list.
I don't know if achievement was the word I would have used, but, you know.
Okay, then experience.
So before we roll out, since we were so rudely awakened, does anybody need to do anything? I think I need to have some prayer time and all that sort of stuff. Can we observe the immediate area and make sure it's safe? Maybe pick a different hut with a less squeaky door.
Hey, do we have to top up our rest, or were we just about at the end of it, or what?
You still need some more rest because you're only partway through Grun's last watch.
Okay, then we should do that.
I can watch for a little bit here.
Yeah, I think I'm free to watch too.
As long as nobody loses their long rest over it.
Yeah, you guys find the second best hut in town and set up camp there. The rest of the rest goes just fine, and you guys are all ready to go.
So, question. Because we used spell slots in the middle of the rest, do we get them back at the end?
Sure.
Oh, you're so generous.
I know.
So seeing as I took damage during the rest, do I get my 1+ con back at the end of rest?
Yep.
Now I feel like I'm taking advantage of you.
No, that's totally fine. That's the rule. At the end of the long rest, you get your hit points back.
Can we have a short rest now so I can use a hit dice because I'm still down 10?
Yeah, it makes sense. I spent a key and I'd like it back too.
Yeah, you guys can have an hour rest after the 8-hour night. Is there anything anybody else would like to do during the short rest?
Can I use another hit dice? Or do I have to wait till the next rest?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to try and figure out where the hill giant came from.
Give me a survival check.
Oh, great.
The giant tracks appear to be coming from the south.
I'm one short as well.
So there might be more creatures coming from the south. So we should probably try to stay off of beaten paths when we're resting from this point forward.
I can offer you 1 hit point with below if you want. I think given all the things that have been going on, it's good if we stay topped up.
Oh, sure.
Ryan, is there anything on the giant?
Okay, so there is 90 gold pieces and 9 platinum pieces.
Grun, do you want to just add that to the chest?
Yep. You said, 90 gold and 9 platinum?
That's right.
And he was hiding it up there where the foot went, huh?
Bit of a jingle jangle.
Yeah, my bare foot was wriggling. Could feel something.
Well, I applaud you for going back in to find out what.
And on that bombshell, it's time to end.
No kidding.